record. Awesome. And there is a thing I have to push so you can hear the audio. I do have a short video I might share. Let's see if I can find that. Well, it's not giving me that little thing that pops up. Okay, forget that. All right, guys, welcome to Wellness Wednesday. I'm Angel Hawk, the fitness angel. And Dr. Odom says I'm the nutrition angel. So I love both. I can't stop myself. But guys, thank you so much for joining our Wellness Wednesday. We do this call every week at 12:30 Central Time to share healthy tips. And guys, the biggest tip I have been thinking about is stress. Getting rid of stress in your life. And some stresses you can't get rid of, but you have to learn to cope and learn ways to, deal with. But some things you can cut out of your life. And I really wanted to share a story that I don't share a lot. We always hear to be vulnerable, share your pain, but that we don't like doing that because nobody likes to go back to those places. But I was reminded of this story because I heard another call. I haven't listened to the whole thing yet, but I cannot wait to listen to it, of another national marketing director in our company who was a single mom. And she went through a lot of hard stuff. And if anybody wants that recording, let me know. I think it'll be great for all the single moms out there looking for a better way. So to my story, what happened with me is, my background is I have a degree in education. I taught elementary school. I loved it. And then when I became a stay-at-home mom, that's all I want to do. I just want to be a stay-at-home mom. Then I got into fitness, started teaching fitness classes. And then when my son was in high school and my daughter was in college, I thought I really need to bring in an income, because as a fitness instructor, you can make some money, but if you're teaching 15, 20 classes a week, you wear out your body so fast. So fitness to me is more for my mental health and just to stay in shape than it is having, an income. So I got a really nice job as a health coach. I was trained and I was coaching the state of Tennessee and the state of Georgia employees at a really nice company. It was all beautiful. And I got to dress up, and I had to quit my fitness classes, which, that was hard right there. But it was a new season of life. And I thought, this is time for me to start bringing in an income, because I had been, a stay-at-home mommy. My husband had been providing, and I wanted to contribute. So guys, I was miserable. I did love the people I worked with. Who went through all the training together. They were precious. Most of them were fresh out of college. So here I was in my 40s, with all these 20 somethings. And I always say it was kind of a miracle I got that job, but I learned a lot. So whatever you go through, you learn from it. But I had 2 computers. I had an appointment every 10 minutes. Guys, I had to call somebody new every 10 minutes, and I had all their health records, and I had to go through their goals and all of those things, which was nice. I love helping people, but at the same time, every call was recorded, and you had a manager watching your metrics. Like, you knew you were being judged. And some people did fine with it. There were some, like these college kids, they'd be on their phone shopping while they've got the computers going and they're on the phone and they've got people listening. They did not care. But I put a lot of pressure on myself, and it just caused a lot of stress. And at that time, my manager sent my website, because I was still just selling my t-shirts and stuff on the side a little bit. So she sent my website to order my t-shirts to our team. We worked in teams. And they loved it, and everybody wanted to order and try them on and all that. And she said that was fine. And then something weird happened. Okay. She came by my desk one day and said, I need to talk to you. And I was like, I've got all these appointments. She goes, we'll take care of it for you. I'm just going to mute you out so I don't hear the background noise. Sorry, you have to hear my background noise, right? The dog. But anyway, the other health coaches around me kind of had an eye, like they knew what was going on. I did not know what was going on. So I just had to leave all my stuff, leave all my calls, and follow her to what felt like the principal's office. Okay. This is corporate America. I'm an adult woman here, and I'm going to the principal's office. That's what it felt like. So I go into this office, And it's, I mean, this is like a 6-story high building. And so they take you in all these things. And I found out there's psychology behind that. It was hard to find the office. Like it's a long walk and it was a long way to find it. So the whole time my anxiety's building up, like, what in the world? So I go and sit in this little office, and the head of human resources is there with a stack of papers. And the manager, who I thought was my friend, and she started lying about me, guys, totally making stories up. Like I was the one who initiated trying to sell shirts, and then just crazy stuff that I couldn't believe. And I got a visual, or I got that feeling of what it must feel like when you're the victim and you're on the stand, and the person who harmed you, all you want to do is get out. And I've heard women say this, like if they're in a divorce situation or domestic violence, they just want to leave the situation, get out, because you feel so just hurt. And I sneaked out of that office and I went and cried. I went outside and I just walked in a circle and cried. I thought, how could she do that to me? And I felt humiliated. I'm a grown woman, and it just felt terrible to be treated that way. Finally, I went back to my little cubicle, and the other 20 somethings around me were like, oh, it happens to all of us. Don't worry about it. It's just part of the corporate world. And that's when I thought, I don't like the corporate world. And, I was talking to my son about this. He's in college and he's on our team and he's awesome. But I said, when you're in the corporate world, you have to stab people in the back to move up. That's what it seemed like. But if you're in our kind of world and the network marketing, you have to hold hands and help others succeed to succeed. And it's just such opposites. But guys, what happened after that, I went back to my cubicle and I was trying to just deal with it the best way I can. But shortly after that, I was at home asleep, right? And I woke up in my sleep, my heart beating. And I thought, what's going on? It was weird. Never had that before. And then sweat started coming out and I felt like clammy. And I thought, I'm having a heart attack. I honestly felt like I am having a heart attack. And Wade was asleep and he snores. And when he sleeps, you can't wake him up. And I couldn't talk. So I was hitting him. I was just like trying to hit him with all my strength. He wouldn't wake up. So I was like, oh my God, if I could just get water on my face, So I go to the bathroom and I'm putting water on my face, everything. And then I passed out. I don't remember what happened after that. But eventually I woke up. I heard Wade shaking me. He was shaking me and screaming, Angel, Angel. And I could not respond. I could not talk. And my eyes had rolled back in my head. And I remember thinking, am I going to go out like this? I remember thinking that. And I thought, if I die right now, my kids will be okay. I know they'll be okay. And it was just the strangest feeling because I could think perfectly clearly, but I couldn't respond. And then I heard Ethan calling 911. And then I was out again. I don't remember what happened next. But then the next thing I knew, paramedics were there trying to, putting lights in my eyes, trying to wake me up. And it was a scary moment. And I remember not being in control at all. I could not do a thing. And then, of course, I was out again. And Lydia says she remembered coming out of her room and they were carrying me downstairs on a stretcher. And she said my feet were just limp and she thought my mom has died. And they took me in an ambulance. They took me to the ER and I was completely out. I don't remember any of that. And then I remember being awakened, and Dr. Odom, I can say this, you're a guy, but you've been through this, I'm sure. All I remember, my legs were open and they were seeing if I had left a tampon in there. They thought maybe I had toxic shock. And my temperature had gone down so low, I was freezing. And they had the, I forget what it's called, the Bear, something about the Bear mattress. It's 2 blow-up mattresses that are heated. They're really hot and they put you in between them to try to warm you up. So, yep, you know what it is. So they were trying to bring my temperature back, and guys, it was just crazy. So after that, they did, I came to and everything, and they were asking me questions. So they tried to find out what happened to me. So they did an MRI because they thought maybe the tumor had grown and hit the vagus nerve and caused that. So the brain tumor had not grown. Sorry, I'm in a window and the light just got really bright on the top half of me. But the tumor had not grown. So they started doing all these tests on my heart. I had to wear a monitor and all this, and they could not find out what was wrong. And they tested my thyroid and it was off a little bit, but then it got normal again the next day. So they were trying to figure it out and never figured it out. I had to wear a heart monitor, a thing you wear around your waist, you know, a big old black box. You've seen those. I had to wear that for a few days at home. It never found out. And I really honestly think it was stress. I honestly think it was stress. I went in, and when I got home from the hospital, I went in that next Monday and I turned in my 2-week notice and I said, I cannot handle this. And from that point on, I felt free. I felt better. And then it was shortly after that when Dr. Odom called me and asked me, you know, saw that I had been taking Juice Plus for quite a while. Would I like to make it a business? And I said, yes. And it was just God's perfect timing because I've been taking the product and I loved it. But to get rid of that stress, I've never had that happen again. It was just a one-time crazy freak thing. And I really think I just couldn't handle it. And I always say some people can. Some people love going to a big, you know, corporate job, clocking in, clocking out, done. But it just did not work for me. And this community, guys, has helped me so much, not only with my health, you know, overcoming a brain tumor and dealing with, you know, all those things, but also the community and making this a real legitimate business where you can make money from home, you can provide, and it takes time and hard work. But someone told me it's kind of like going to college for 4 years. You go to college for 4 years, you get mentored, you learn, you teach, you earn a little bit of money as time goes. And by then you could be making a full-time professional salary and with benefits and all of those wonderful things. And I have to share, I don't think I've ever shared that story on Zoom, but I just thought somebody might need to hear this. This might be for somebody. There might be somebody out there who is stressed to the max and they really want to work with a company where you work as little or as much as you want. You can provide as little as much as you want, but there's never that pressure, you know, there's never that pressure, somebody breathing over your neck, listening to your calls, making up lies, trying to stab you in the back so they can move up. We don't do that. We help each other. I mean, Maria and I are on Voxer pretty much every day, and Dr. Odom and I are on Voxer and talking pretty much every day. They want to help me because when I succeed, they succeed. And I want to help my team. When you succeed, I succeed. And it really does bring you joy to help somebody with their health or with their finances. And I love that we get to do both. And I just feel so grateful. The other day I was sitting outside and it just hit me how blessed I was. Yeah, Maria, the helper's high. It just hit me how blessed I am, you know, and I'm so grateful for each of you because you've all poured into me in some way. I don't know about you, Moto, but maybe I can get to know Moto. But I'm so excited you're here. And I want to introduce y'all to my friend Barbara. We were talking earlier. Her family has gone through a lot this year. We were saying this year has been rough for a lot of people. Yes, I mean, for the last 3 years, right? But we've expected 2022 to start out with a woohoo, and it's been like, oh my gosh. But we have so much to be grateful for at the same time. So Barbara, tell us why you said yes to making this a business. Oh, you're muted, sorry.
You really said it all, but you know, one thing I really love is the freedom, you know, because I can take my business anywhere. And, you know, I was a teacher too. And I remember when my kids were little and I was teaching full time, I had to miss all their programs because I couldn't leave to go watch, you know, they were in elementary school and, you know, I wasn't allowed to go. And, you know, I think that still hurts me to this day. I mean, I got to see a few, but not all the time. And then they became, you know, racing, and we'd have races and I'd have to, you know, beg to be off so I could go and all these kind of things. And I just hated someone else being in control of my time. So I love the flexibility of this business because, you know, if I need to watch my grandkids, I can do that. I don't have to ask anybody, or if I want to take a trip or whatever, because I can take everything with me. too when I go. So I think that's a blessing. And then again, as a nutritionist, I love that I have something that I know can help everybody. And then in the process, I can help them with other things when we get to talking, and so it just all works so perfectly, and I love it. And also, I'm the only one that can hold me back, and I do that sometimes, but I'm the only one that can do that. And so I can go as high as I want to go, and you don't get that in most businesses. You have a cap, and it's hard to break through that. So not here, not with Juice Plus. So
Gosh, I love that. I love that so much. You're right. In the corporate world, it's like this. Here's the owner, then you got the manager, then the janitor, and you're kind of in your spot. And in our business, we all start out here, and then just there's no limits. You can go as high as you want. I love that. Brandy, you got a little teary, I think. Tell us what you're thinking. Why do you love this company and this community?
Gosh, I was in the corporate world for 20 years. And I can totally relate with your story. And that's why I got teary-eyed, because I have a whole other story I can share, which will probably be on another call after this. But I really enjoy that, like Maria said, the helper's high. That's what I've always done. I've been in health and wellness pretty much my entire career. My background is in exercise science, health promotion. So when God brought me my angel, meaning this angel on earth, to help me, get back on my feet after the corporate world pulled the rug out from under my feet. And I didn't know what I was going to do. And so it just made sense to me to become a part of this mission and be able to make money doing it. Like, duh. So yeah, and then the community, because I would not have met any of these people, any of you guys that are on this call, without this. And y'all have been such a great help and a great support. And yeah, you don't get that in the corporate world. You don't get that. People loving on you, people caring about you the way that we do here.
Yeah, it's all about love and heart, right, Maria? Maria, share with us. I know you've been a stay-at-home mom. You've been working, I shouldn't say a stay-at-home mom because you work from home.
Yeah.
You've been with this company for 17 years.
Almost 18 in May.
Tell us your favorite part. Just
your
favorite, just if you could pick, say three favorite parts.
3 of our business. Well, one is that I get to choose when I work and who I work with. I love that. But then God surprises us and gives us wonderful blessings. I love that I have the freedom to work when I want to work, and I'm not constrained to a certain time. With 5 kids, that was a big plus for me. I love that I can earn as much as I'm willing to work for. As many people as we can help and bring others on, it makes a difference in our paycheck, and then we're able to go and give and do more. And I've been able to experience that through this business. And I love that I get to do it with my kids. I've got 3 of my kids that are in the business with me. So and my husband. So it is fun, and everybody's at a different space, but they're all part of it, and they all help. We all work together. So I love that. It's a family. It's a family kind of thing to me.
I love that. And I'm thinking about when you and Robert came here,
I know.
how much fun we had. And I mean, we can take our kids anywhere and do this with us. Yeah, both of my kids are in it, both at different levels and doing a different amount. But I just love that they know, as they're learning about our business, they're learning about being healthy. And that's something money can't buy. You can't put a price tag on your health.
Yeah.
And
I will say this. Can I say one more thing?
Yeah.
The personal development that's happened because of this business is just like huge. You can't even put a price on it. The things, and it's so funny. I look and I see things that other partners have learned, and they're using it in different parts of their life. And I've been doing it too, but it's because of this business, because we grow. And I love David Beavers. He's a mentor in our business with us. And he said years ago, this is a course in personal development, cleverly disguised as a business. And that is just, it's just wrap it up. That's it. It really is. And that is, I know now because of this business that I can go out and do whatever I want to do, as long as it's in God's will, I can do it. And I have the confidence, and it's because of it. It's because of the Choose Plus ministry. I love that you made up.
Yes. I love it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. That is so true. So true. And y'all, we have a book club. So we do focus on personal growth. And this month we're reading The Energy Bus, and I am loving, you read it, I know already. And if you want to jump in that book club, let me know, because that's one thing we do in our business is we grow as people, we get better, and it does carry in every area of life. Dr. Odom, you got to wrap this up because you've been with the company 25 years.
Well, thank you. I have a couple of things I want to share. How many of you on the call have high blood pressure? That's great. That's not atypical in our Juice Plus family. But how many of you know somebody that has high blood pressure? Maybe your parents. I'll tell you, that this is going a little deep, but I'll try to just hit the highlights here. But I've only been to court one time in my life. And it was when I was operating with my partner on one of his patients. Can y'all hear me? Okay. Anyway, the patient had a successful surgery. There's just feedback on my end. Maybe it's my end here. I don't know. Anyway, so the patient died. And we didn't know why she died. We still don't know why she died, but my partner was sued, and the hospital was sued, and the anesthesiologist was sued, and I was sued. My office, my partnership was sued. And long story, 2 years later, it went to trial. And I didn't realize it, but as we were leading up to the trial, I've never had trouble sleeping. When my head hits the pillow, I'm asleep in 5 seconds. And I sleep all through the night. I don't get up and go to the bathroom. I wake up. If the phone rings or the pager went off and I had to run to the hospital, I just jumped up and ran. I didn't have to get my coffee to get my brain working and to focus. But I was having problems sleeping. Never had that in my life. So one day, after a long night of just not sleeping, I had my nurse check my blood pressure. And do y'all know what a normal blood pressure is? What's quoted as normal? It's 140 over 90. If you're below that, you're in the normal range. Well, mine was like 200 over 100. And it was just what was going on in my life. We all have stress. And but I wasn't feeling anything else except it was bothering my sleep pattern. So you probably know this, almost half of adult Americans over 25 years old, almost half, 46% have high blood pressure, have blood pressure issues. That's almost 1 in 2. So, but you don't feel it. And you've heard that you don't feel prevention, and you don't feel deterioration. Your body's aging. You don't feel it. You don't feel your blood pressure going up or when it comes down. But when you have it evaluated, you realize, gee, something is going on. So that's the only time in my life that I ever had that. And just like what you were going through in your episode, and your family thinking you had died, and your husband didn't know if he was going to revive you, and you didn't know where you were. Stress is a killer. Just know that. Chronic stress is a killer. So if it's job, marriage, partnership, whatever, do as much as you can to extricate stressful situation. And aren't we all just blessed? Practicing medicine, delivering babies could be very, very, very stressful. I'm sure I didn't know it. My blood pressure might have been going up and down and up and down. But now I feel if you were to ask me the three things, one of them would be I'm totally at peace. And I know my blood pressure is normal because I have it checked because I'm concerned about it. I'm gonna have it checked often, and it is normal. And it's wonderful to not be under stress, even if you're not aware of it, but stress just ages us. It just does. So I'm glad that exceeding what I was making as a physician, and not having the stress that went with it.
Wow.
So
Thank you for sharing
that's a
that.
blessing. And I'll just tell you, everybody on this call, if you stick with this, if you don't quit, if you just stick with it, stay with it, stick with the basics, love on people, love on your team, want them to succeed, invest in them. That's our business. That's how I look at it.
Well, you are great at it. And so are you, Maria. Y'all both pour so much into me and our team. And, I want to be better at that. And we're growing every day. We can't go backwards, but we can think, what can I do better today? And like you said, if we stick with it and don't give up, we got to be like Rocky Balboa, right? And I love that we can reduce our stress by exercising, by just getting out and walking, reading, talking to a friend, talking to a loved one. If you have something to complain about or something not going your way, whine up. Y'all taught me that. Whine up. If you're on my team, call me and I can help you because I've probably been through it. And that's what we do. That's how we help each other, So I'm just so thankful to be part of this community. So thank you guys so much for joining today. And if you're watching this in the replay or you're watching this through Facebook, reach out to the person who invited you and we can share more, because there are so many options. Real briefly, we all know our product is, I always say, a no-brainer because it's so good for you. Everybody can use it, but we have fruits, vegetables, berries, concentrated, and vegan omegas. Everything is in a capsule. And we also have chewables, which is, like I said, so easy. It's an easy button. Everybody needs more plant foods. And then we have a protein powder that is full of fiber. It's going to help you feel full and satisfied. We do this in our shred. Some of us are shredding right now. Raise your hand if you're shredding right now. Yes. Day 3. And then we had bars, and y'all, I sneaked and got into one. These are so delicious when you don't have time for a smoothie, especially in the car, on the go. And then we have our vegan protein powder that's made especially for athletes. And I will say one more thing about this. When I did the 9-hour training for the indoor cycling class, we talked so much about the heart and the vascular system and all that. And I thought, that's why they made this. Guys, if you work out, you got to get this. I'm telling you, it's wonderful. So anyway, we have all these great products. We're with the most researched nutritional product in the world. The company's been around 50 years. It's really a no-brainer. If you are considering changing your career or just adding something to be a part of this community and personal growth and to get yourself healthier, get your family healthier, we're here no matter what level, how much or how little you want to do, because everybody is part of the team and we just want to love on everybody. All right, guys. Thank y'all. Appreciate y'all for sharing. Thank you, Celine.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you. Good job. Good work.
That was awesome.